Wow, that's wonderful. So my thing just started recording, so you probably hear fingers and whatever. Sorry guys. Anyways, that was a first. I didn't even get Hi. Hello. Sorry guys. Dropped you. There was a lot going on. I wasn't ready to even press record. The thing recorded automatically. So that's that. So today I'm here to do a little story time. Let's jump right into it because this is my second time trying to record it. I lost the plot the first time and it just went off the rails. Everything went off the rails. So here we are. So there's this one time, right, where I used to live in Texas. I don't live in Texas no more, but I used to live in Texas. And when I had lived in Texas, there was three gentlemen that I had worked with. I worked with other people there too, but anywho, there was three that night that I was going out with, right? We were like, hey, we're gonna go to a club. They were like, which one do you want to go to? They have this one club which was like more predominantly black, and then they had this other club which was like more predominantly Latinx, you know. Well, one of the other people that we all worked with was a young lady, and we're gonna call her T, and she was gonna be at the Latinx club. So I was like, I'm going where my homegirl's at. I want to hang out with her. So, because I was the only girl with the three boys. And I'm like, y'all cool. Two of them I really knew, like hung out with them outside of work. The other one I never even talked to. I didn't even know he worked there until that night. And he might have been new at that point. I don't know. But I wanted to hang around women's. Specifically that person because I knew her. So I was like, yeah, let's go there. So, anyways, on the way there, we stop at the gas station, we fill up, but no gas. I mean, it's a different kind of gas. It's called Four Loco. So I get that. I put that in my guzzle or my guzzlet or my whatever. So we drink that on the way to the club. When I say we, I mean me. I don't remember what they drunk or if they got stuff or not. I thought they did, but I know what I got. So I got a Loco of the four, right? So I'm drinking that in the car on the way to the club. It probably took about 20 minutes to get there. So I had to drink that in a pretty quick time. And it was the regular size. It wasn't like it was no little can or nothing. It was the full size can with all the bad stuff in it that they kind of removed now, allegedly. So I've heard. I don't know. I was having it when it was premium, when it was at the height of its worst ingredients. That was when I was drinking it, right around maybe 2011, 2013, somewhere in that. So, anyways, we get to the club. I finish off the can. I go into the club. As I'm going into the club, I look over at the bathrooms. My homegirl like this scarecrow. You know what I mean? She's slumped, getting carried out of the bathroom. I'm like, oh my God. I came here because other than that, I just got them and a whole bunch of other people I don't know. I thought so. Anyways, the end for me wasn't the, what? So what I meant to say is the woo. What am I meaning to say? It's not coming out. So, anyways, as soon as I walked in, she was being carried out. So the beginning of my night was the end of her night. I think that's what I was trying to say. That's great. So now it's four of us all together, right? So there's a Latinx young man, and then there's a Indian young man, and I know him. Those two, they split up. I don't know why I'm saying it like this. I have never told this story out loud. I usually just recount it in my brain. So there's that. But anyways, they split up. So it's them two, they go. Then it was me, and then the only other black person who I came with, and he was a guy. Like I said, it was three boys. Three men I came with. So me and the black, we split up. The black split up. And the other split up. Anyways, so we're just walking around the club back and forth, peeping out the scenery and stuff. And at one point, there was two lovely ladies on the dance floor, very tall. They happened to be the tallest ones in the club, which I thought that was pretty interesting. But that's neither here nor there. Um, so they're dancing and stuff, and I go behind them and I'm dancing like, they didn't know yet. And I'm just dancing, having fun, like being jokey. And then I'm thinking like, okay, that's enough of that. Now it's time to actually say something to introduce myself, to announce myself. So I'm like, haha, doing my little dances. The guy that I was with, he's kind of laughing over it, looking like, oh, you crazy, whatever. I go to tap the shoulders because it's like it's time to talk. I tap her shoulder, one of the young ladies. She turns around and she looks and she's like, ah! She like yeah, abruptly leaves the dance floor. And I said, whoa, she moved like she saw a roach or a rat, and I am neither. So I said, I don't know if it was because I was black. I don't know if it's because I was lesbian. I don't know if it's because I was short. But whatever she saw, it startled her enough for her to go, ah, and then proceed to leave the dance floor, her and the girl. So I'm like, wow, that's great. But anyways, I'm off the local of the force. So I'm like, I can't really be bothered by that too much. I can't dwelleth in that embarrassment. So I didn't. I keyed and then I went on about my night. So we going back and forth, whatever. I got a PP because I'm once again the local of the force in me. You feel me? And so I drink it fast. So I go to the bathroom. I'm kind of nervous. It's kind of fear factor for me because I'm like, I'm masculine presenting. And there's a thing with that when you go into the bathroom. Sometimes the girls' bathrooms, it can be weird. Sometimes people stare at you. Sometimes they don't pay you no mind. I don't know which one this is going to be. So, anyways, I go in there. The women in the club, in that bathroom, they weren't paying me no mind. Whew, cool. So it's one of the cool bathrooms. They're like, some of them were by the sink talking. Some of them were coming in and out of the stalls. Nobody was paying me no mind. Cool. So as I'm walking up, a girl is coming out of the stall, and as she's coming out, she looks at me. We make eye contact, and she's like, "You can go on this one, mommy." And I'm like, "Mommy." Period. The way she said it, it made me feel like Poppy. Like she really said Poppy. Like I'm daddy for real. Like that's how it made me feel in my spirit. It like, I don't know. It touched my soul in a way that you'll never understand. And I said, "Oh, okay, period." So I go in that stall because I got a potty, right? Now, mind you, we're in the club. Okay, now we're in the club, people dance, people get sweaty. So, I'm like, hey, you might go in there in that stall and maybe there'll be a little scent, a little must. But I go in the stall, it smells fine. It smells great. And I'll say, okay, period. You ate that, queen. You ate that, period. Clocked it. And so, but anywho, we're gonna want to remember her. Okay, we're gonna want to remember her. Locked in. Hey, mommy, you can use this one, or you can use this one, mommy. Eye contact. Cool. So she know who I am. She know what I got going on. I'm in the clear. I'm like, okay, cool. So just remember her though, because she's gonna be in the story again. So anyways, I go in there, use the bathroom, come out, everything's cool. Go back on the dance floor. I'm going back and forth throughout the club with me and the young gentleman. And we stopped back on the same side of that club that the girls ran off. And so anyway, I'm just looking out like, dang, this is crazy. Now to the right of me, there's like a little step, like you could step up, and there's like a elevated platform. It's not super high, but like then there's like a bar. I think there was up there. Whatever the case, to the right of me, I feel like I see somebody in my peripherals looking at me, but I feel like they're men. And so because they're men, I don't care if they're looking at me because I'm not looking at them. I didn't come there for them. From beginning to end, rooted to the dude, I did not come for them. So I'm ignoring whatever could possibly be over there. But I see two figures and it seems like they're fixated on me. But whatever. So, anyways, I'm standing there. I'm looking across the dance floor. As I look across the dance floor, there's a girl and she body rolling and stuff in her little freakum dress and stuff. And I'm like, huh, it seemed like she's looking at me, but maybe I'm tripping. I've been drinking. I can't know for sure. Now, there's her, and then there's another young lady. And I'm like, I'm trying to look out for everybody. So if I'm going to look at somebody, I want to look at somebody who has a friend with them because I have a friend with me. So then they can get together and we can get together. And it's all good. So, anywho, she's dancing, body rolling. There's a girl that I think she was dancing with her. They were both like maybe they friends or something, whatever. And I could have swore she was looking at me, and I'm thinking, no, like maybe I'm tripping. So I'm looking around, and then I'm like, keep looking at her, and then I like realize, no, she's looking at you. She's looking directly at you, and I'm like, cool, man, the work is done from here. I mean, if you over here body rolling, and then you looking at me, and I'm looking at you, it telling me that you want me to come over there. I could be wrong, but I'm going to figure it out. So just as I was about to like make my way, because I feel like the work was pretty much done for me at that point. And like I said, she had a friend and I had a friend. So I was like, this is cool. Something told me you should look around. And I'm like, but I don't want to look around because there's nothing to look for. What I want to look for is right in front of me. You know what I mean? Some says look around though. You probably should look around. And so I looked to the right and I told you there seemed like there was two figures. When I look over, there's two little Spanish males, Latinx males, and they are there with their little coronas and they're just staring at me. And the look that I got wasn't a look of like, oh, we just happened to meet eyes. It was like a look of like they had been watching me type vibe. So in my head, this is Texas, aka Little Mexico. I'm outnumbered. It's just me and the other black guy. And then what if he don't, if something was to happen, what if he didn't have my back? What if he was just like, I'm trying to get up out of here just like you are? But I'm the object of their affection, so I get murked. What if they go and pop the trunk on me? So I didn't feel secure or safe, although these men were closer to me and the girl was across, her and her friend were across the dance floor. They didn't want them. They weren't looking at them. You don't own these women. However, brother, what I'm not about to do is get murked over some women that I don't know like that. But what I want to say is the girl in the bathroom was the girl on the dance floor that I was about to make my way to. At that specific moment, I did not know that. Later on, when I thought about it, I said, oh, that makes sense why she would be looking directly at me, because she knew who I was. She recognized who I was from the bathroom. And that's why she was like, what's up? She already called me mommy. You feel me? AKA Poppy. So she was already like, what's up? So the deal was sealed. Other than the fact that I feel like if I went to approach her, I might be physically assaulted by these two males. The tension to me at certain points in the club with the men felt weird. Like you don't want to do anything or misstep, because if you do, you could get beat up for real. It was an air of tension. Like I said, it just felt like it's something that you have to be locked in for. But I don't know, because I wish that I could talk to the guy that I was there at the club with, because I really wanted to know, like, was that just me or did he feel it too? But it just felt weird. And once again, I didn't feel that tension with the women. Even the ones I ran off the floor, they didn't even give that. It was like the men just like, it was like this weird vibe, like, hey, go to your own club. Go talk to your own women. Stay away from ours. It's kind of the vibe. But anyways, like I said, I didn't want to take a chance on, and it wasn't even like the physicality, because like I said, we were neck and neck and hot. So I wasn't scared of these men in that order or regard. I was scared of if they take it up a notch, they have backup, because this is a fully Latinx club. That's number one. Number two, if they have a gun, I don't have one. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get me hurt or the people I came with hurt just to talk to somebody. So I was pissed though, because I wanted to talk to her, because I wanted to hang with her, because I wanted to dance with her. You know what I mean? This is what I came here for, gang. And because of the security issues, it was it. So I was over that side of the club. I'm over it. I'm irritated. I finally made my way. Now I can't enjoy it, because I'm wondering if I enjoy it, if I'm going to get beat up, stumped down in the club. So I just go to the other side of the club. I'm over that side. That was the same side I ran the girls off the dance floor. Now it's the same side where I got casually eye jumped. So I'm good. So I go over to the other side of the club. We're over there, and I keep feeling like somebody is following me. I just feel like a presence is upon me, and I just don't. Where is this coming from? You know what I mean? Yeah, so I just keep walking around, me and the young man on the other side of the club, and I just keep feeling like, no, something's not right. What is this? But I don't see anything. And then all of a sudden, I think I get the tap on the shoulder. Now it's my turn to get ran off the dance floor. But I didn't run. I I don't remember if I told you that there was a bet at the beginning of this, because I recorded this video just previously, and like I said, it went off the rails. So I deleted it. It's done. But I don't know if in this video I said that it was like a bet. But if I didn't tell you, I'm telling you now. There was a bet between me and the guys who could get the most numbers. Whoever gets the most numbers wins. Duh. Simple. So anywho, I was dedicated to that. And I didn't care how I won. I didn't care if it was a technicality. I didn't care. I wanted to win. because the bragging rights, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the only girl in the pack, and I got a number from a girl, and y'all didn't. Losers, you know what I mean? I just love that. I love that for me. I love that for their testosterone and their pride, to break it just a little bit, not too much. I don't want to break them completely, but you know. So I thought that was so cool if I could do that. So, anywho, I get the tap on the shoulder from the presence that I felt following me, and it's a little lady, and she's not very pleasant on the eyes. I'll give her that. Um, and she talking to me, and I don't know, because once again I was on the local of the four. I'm telling her information, she's telling me information, so I remember she had to say certain things. So I remember from that night that she was a Pisces, and that so I talked to her, and I had to give her that information. Now I'm drinking and I'm young and dumb, honey. I tell her how old I am. She's like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, no, I am. And I pull out my driver's license and I show her, or it wasn't a driver's license at that time. I don't think it was an ID. I pull it out and I show her. I'm like, see, why would you pull out most people when they go to a club don't even give their real names. You know what I'm saying? And I pulled out my ID and showed it to her in the club. That's not even a rookie mistake. That's just stupid, honey. I gotta call it how I see it, even if it's me. That was stupid. But anywho, so she say she don't believe me. I said, yeah, I'm that age. I show her my freaking ID. Like I said, I was committed to the bid. You feel me? I wanted to win. And even though I did not, her not attracted to me at all, but I want to win. So she gave me her number. I take her number. And that maybe we take each other number. I don't know. I don't know why. I tell her my real name. What why not? I showed her my driver's license. If she can read, she saw it. I mean, but so we gave each other's numbers, I think, because I thought I had got a call from her. I don't recall calling her because I wouldn't want to call her because I was not attracted to her. I had got the number for the plot. And so, anyways, so we do that and we have a moment, whatever. It's time to leave now. So I leave the club with the men's that I came with, and I'm telling them, hey, I got a number. And I'm bragging about it inside my spirit. I'm 50-50 with the number situation. Like, I'm happy that I won because I'm the only girl and they didn't get no numbers and they're boys. Everything was set up for them to win and they still lost. But I'm 50-50 because I'm like, I'm not attracted to her at all. And I will not describe her to you because that's not nice. I just know that, I have a right to be attracted or unattracted, just like the girls who looked at me like a roach, okay, and ran off the floor. Like I said, I have the right. I have the right. Everybody has a right to be attracted or unattracted to somebody. So, anyways, I'm feeling 50-50 because I really was like, that's not something to brag about. But I don't care if it's a technicality. If I want, I want, and I want my win, and I got it. So, anyways, you would think, oh, that's the end of the story. It's not. There's two other parts, two other components. Now, this young lady, I can't remember if she hit me up or I hit her up, but tell me why, honey. We on the phone, and I think she said something, and then next thing I know, I could have swore like it was a guy, and it was like, why are you talking to my girl? And I'm like, what? You got, huh? You fighting over? I'm not gonna say that because she probably has a good heart, and I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. I don't want to. It's like I don't want to be coming off as superficial because, like I said, I don't feel like. Come on, no, I don't feel like I'm the bombest person in the world. I don't really feel that, but I don't feel like. Let's leave that alone. Anyways, the man is like, "Why are you talking to my girl?" And I'm thinking to myself, "I'm not trying to talk to your girl. I don't want your girl at all." And I'm surprised that she has man. So not only is Shorty out here, but she out here being messy. I said that is something else. You of all people. But anyways, so there's that. So that was weird. So I get off the phone. We're done with that because I really shouldn't even be talking to y'all. So what? How does she have a man on top? Whatever. So the one of the young men that I had went out with, he lived in my community. So uh, the other two, they dropped us off. If I'm remembering it correct. So, anyways, we get to our places. I'm like, hey, you want to come over and just chill for a second? And he's like, cool. So, just to recap the night. So we talk briefly. He comes over to my place. We talk briefly, whatever. Then he goes ahead and heads out, and back to his place. Now I love music. Music is my life, honey. So I go, and like I would normally do at that particular time, I like to unwind. And I had a purple little iPod Nano. And I went to go ahead and grab my iPod Nano and listen to it so I could unwind. I think I had got on dress and everything. I was like, yes, honey, it's time to kick up your feet. So I go and I look for my music. Now I have my iPod on the end table by the couch. I know I had it there. And I'm like, where's my iPod? Come on. So I'm looking around, and I'm like, I know I put my iPod there on this end table. I know I can't be crazy. I've looked around in places I shouldn't even be looking for because I know where I put it. Some told me, hey, just go text your mans. I wouldn't think that it shouldn't be the case, but hey, text your mans. So I say, hey, did you see my iPod? And he's like, oh yeah, I borrowed it. I thought I could borrow it. How you thought you could borrow something you didn't ask to borrow? If you don't ask to borrow and you see something and you take it, you're stealing. That's what that was. You stole my iPod. So one of the very men that I came there with to that club after the whole thing that I went through, all the trials and tribulations that I went through at the end of the night, this man, one of the men who I came with, I used to talk to him. We would walk around our community together, talking, work with, like I said, he, for in that brief moment, because it's probably about 10 minutes, he wasn't there long. He snatched up my iPod. He stole it. And had I not been a music junkie, I wouldn't have noticed that night that my iPod was gone. So about time I would have noticed my iPod was gone, I would have thought I just lost it. This man stole my iPod, like I said, and talking about, oh, I thought I could borrow it, or I was just borrowing it. You don't borrow something if you didn't ask for it, like I said. So that's stealing. We know that. We know that. So it's like, yeah, you can give me my iPod. So I go to him, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I go and pick up my iPod. And that's how the night ends. And I'm just like, I don't know why my nose is running. This is nuts. But I'm just like, after all the things that I had went through, this is how my night ends. That I said that I don't know if something broke out, that he would have my back to protect me. And then I come home that night, invite him over just to talk, and the man steals my iPod. So I think it told me everything I needed to know. I needed to leave that dance floor when I didn't feel safe, that those little men might have put their paws on me if I talked to that young lady and her friend. I'm glad I followed my discernment, because he wouldn't have had my back. There's no way. There's no way. He would have had my iPod, but he wouldn't have had my back. So, anyways, that's the end of that. That was a very long story time. I felt like I've told it so much better in my head, but I'm used to telling it only in my head. So this is the first time that I've put it out there. So hopefully y'all enjoyed it. I don't know what you got out of this. I was so much more excited to tell the story until I told it. And I'm just like, it didn't meet up to what this story in the head, when I'm really going off with it, fire. But in reality, when I took it out my mouth and I put it out here, I don't. And now I got a 24-something minute video. You know, I'm a stickler for the long videos. I was trying to shorten it. Shit. Okay, well, anyways, with that being said, you may or may never see this video because I'm not really sold on it, to be quite honest. I already tried to record it the first time. My mom called in the middle of that. I tried to re-record it now. My mom called in the middle of that. This time I ignored it. And I still am not pleased with the video overall. But if you see it, it made it. If you don't see it, you'll never know it was there, because you won't see it. With that being said, Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all having a great week. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I will see you next week. Okay. All right now. Bye. Boo. I gotta do better.